of the UN in Geneva, where I've worked. Sorry, now it's still on. So first I would like to thank Dr. Iman and organizers for inviting me here and to have the honor to speak to you about the experience in Geneva with the Human Rights Council. And I know there are people here that I have worked with in the UN in Geneva, not only in the Human Rights Council, but also with other UN agencies, the World Health Organizations and others, who all work, by the way, and try to work for peace and conflict. As many of you are already experts in some of the fields of peace and conflict, what I would bring here and what was asked to me by Dr. Heyman was to bring something new and innovative. As a scientist, we always try to think of new solutions and to bring together the data. So the first, we don't have much time, so I will just make snapshots on a bit of science, but then take the case of Yemen, which can also be paralleled to Syria and Victory Report. But that is the big, you see it on food, on people lacking access to basic health care, on a lack of water and sanitation, which creates disease, puts people down to death and weakness. They cannot even protect their own family. Then humanitarian assistance doesn't reach everybody because they are closing the ports. And the population is 29 million, so we have a big problem. So the case, I put case 2 in case 1. So children soldiers, the first, because it is the most human problem, human development problem. A child who becomes a child soldier is potentially a terrorist, and this is what is so important for the family and for the whole society, is to heal and get them out of this family and social break. This is just, you see that the UN has addressed this, has made resolutions, has made what they can to a certain extent, and it is not working because here are all the countries that, the countries where armed forces or groups are recruiting children, and you see that there is Libya, and there is Yemen, and Syria. The most frequent health consequences, and this is just a few, and we're not going to go into all of them, but it's, of course, health hazard, disability. Girl soldiers are also buried with all the sexual violence. And then there's mental and psychological social disorders that stay the whole life if we don't heal them during, after, and as a continuous way. And
for the investment that they do in the country, and we need to level the playing field with domestic taxpayers. This is what the BEPS project is about, and this is what you have started with the commitment to issue very soon regulations on transfer pricing. You will ensure in a measured and balanced approach that companies pay the fair amount of tax which are due to Egypt, but at the same time that they have the legal certainty on how to decide on their internal pricing. The work you've done recently on the settlement of tax dispute is also this balanced approach. It brings more revenue and it provides more certainty for investors. But you will gain even more through this joint program funded by the European Union by implementing all the BEPS measures on limiting the interest deductibility, limiting the deductibility of interest payments intra-group, but also providing for country-by-country reporting. Many tax elements.
National enterprises fairly and effectively is another prominent field where Egypt is establishing cooperation with the OECD. In this regard, Egypt's Ministry of Finance and the OECD are today launching the program Enhancing Domestic Resource Mobilization in Egypt through better tax and exchange of information system funded by our development partners, the European Union, to support the government in the fields of tax transparency and exchange of information, addressing fact-based erosion and profit shifting, the BEPS, and Egypt's participation in the revenue statistics in Africa project. The OECD expertise and resources pertaining to tax policies will undoubtedly contribute to further development of this vital component of Egypt's reforms and will highlight areas that need further development in relevance to the government's overarching economic program. We at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs are delighted to facilitate the work of our friends at the OECD with the relevant ministries in Egypt to ensure their organization's prominent role in matters of significance for Egypt's development agenda. Last but not least, I find it opportune to reiterate